Hi there. So there are very few things that I personally hate more than seeing people who are totally worthy of an opportunity not get it just because they don't know what to say. So, in a nutshell, that's why I work with international medical graduates, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how that came to be. Okay, good, we're good to go. All right, so if you've never watched one of my videos before, I'm Shauna K. Lester. I'm the founder of Memorable Essay, and today we're talking about international medical graduates because I help people who pursued their medical education in schools outside of the US, so that's international medical graduates, match into residency training in the United States. So I'm Jamaican, so I'm an international student in that sense. For my whole life, basically, I've sort of led that path or had that path. So it's very easy for me to identify with people who come from this sort of international background. And I attended a small liberal arts college in Lewiston, Maine. Hi, good morning. I'm broadcasting on Facebook and Instagram, wherever you're tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, like and share if you think this will be useful for someone else. So I started my undergraduate education or my tertiary education at Bates College in Lewiston, Maine. It is a small college. It's a small college in Lewiston, and I worked there in the admission office, so when I was a junior. And that was really my introduction to understanding how somebody can be completely fabulous but not know what to say when they're applying for something, and really because of that miss out on an opportunity. So if you've heard me talk before, you've probably heard me talk about this one young man who, hi there, hi Annabelle, thanks for joining, hi Sandra. There is this one young man who I met as a junior when we were trying to recruit really outstanding people to campus, and he was amazing. As in amazing, he was a footballer, he was a poet, he spoke Russian, he spoke Spanish, he did physics, he did everything in the world, and I could see how he would fit on campus. And so when he was finished visiting, we had arranged a visit. I asked him, and I was like, Rudy, can I see your application? Because I'm thinking this is going to be so amazing, because he really is an amazing person. And he showed me the application, and I thought to myself, oh my God, this is such a sad situation, because he was so amazing. I mean, I still think he's an amazing person, but he had done a really poor job of showing us how he would use the opportunities on campus. But there were very many things like music and languages and sports that I could see that he would do. He just didn't show us how he was a fit or what we were missing by not having him on campus, essentially. So we worked on his application together, and then he got in. Fast forward to me taking on a more official role in admissions, so interviewing people on behalf of the deans of admissions as a senior in college. And that was where I really got the full brunt of it. There were some people who would come in, I still remember them, and they would answer my questions like machines. You could tell they were just so well prepared. It would be, hi, tell me about yourself, like a machine. They knew just what to say. And then there were other people who would come into the interviews chewing gum. They'd come late. They'd say things like, oh, are there classes at 8 o'clock? Because I'm just not a morning person, which is not the thing you say to somebody when you're interviewing for college and you want to get in. And so and a lot of these people they were very strong candidates, but they just didn't know how to present themselves, and they were saying all of these things, some of them very weird things, and things that just weren't very convincing. And that's where I really realized that, just knowing what to say and knowing how to present yourself really is making a life-changing difference. Like, it's night and day, because you cannot admit the person who doesn't put themselves together well, right? As much as you like them, or as much as you can see how amazing they would do, you just can't do that over somebody who, put themselves together well. And so after that, I actually ended up working in college counseling with a program that had prepared me for college. And then when I went back to graduate school, I found myself helping more and more people, because I was living in New York in a place called International House. And there were people from schools all over New York applying to really great things. And that's where I really saw that what I had seen with the college kids wasn't restricted to people who were applying to college. These were people who were in graduate school, applying to more graduate school or scholarships, and they would say things like, oh my goodness, I'm so boring, I have nothing to say. And it's like, sure, you're boring. That's why you're here in International House with like $1 million scholarship, But just realizing that a lot of times people aren't able to appreciate the fullness of what they bring to the table is really what made that difference for me in New York in iHouse. And I was like, all right, I'm going to start to charge. And so by the time I was in graduate school, I was helping college and graduate people. how did I get to working with international medical graduates in particular? And if you're watching this, is your peep that this might actually become, the full-time lane for a long time, is that one of my best friends was applying to residency in the US some years after I had started doing that. And when I really mean like one of my best friends, like one of my best friends in the world. And to see somebody go through all of those things, hey Darren, to see somebody go through the high school studying. If you're from the Caribbean, you're probably familiar with the concept of extra lessons, driving up and down, going to extras for all those years, applying to medical school, getting into medical school, realizing that you want a little bit more than what your region or your current, setting has to offer, and going after that. And she kept saying to me, I don't have anything to write about. And in my head, on one level, I'm thinking, but most of the most interesting medical stories I've heard in my life are from you. And then on the other hand, it just felt really personal. Like, this is a great friend. I really want this person to get this life-changing opportunity. So we worked together on her application, relying a lot, which I still do actually, on most of those like amazing stories that she had told me from her experience at UE. And when she went to interview, she secured a few interviews. She got really good feedback on her statement, with one person on one of the committees being really enthused to talk to her because they wanted to know what was the end of all of that, right? So it's basically a combination of picking up that across the board at all ages and all levels, people really struggle with putting together on paper and when they speak what is important or essential about them and why you should choose them. And that's the reason why I work with IMGs, right? So we're looking at a match rate of, you could consider it like 6 out of every 10 IMGs who will match, compared to 9 out of 10, US seniors, AMGs, sort of situation. So when you're looking at those percentages, you really, you need to be strong, you need to come strong. And I just feel like everything over the years, in terms of helping people articulate, hi there Dwayne, helping people articulate what's special about them and why they should be chosen, it's really helpful to be able to do this for a group of people who are making, really strong strides for themselves and essentially for humanity. It's a life of really great service. And that's the way that I'm able to work with IMGs and to help them, to help you to, first of all, identify all of the things that you have already experienced. They're not new things. What are all of these experiences and these achievements that shows that show that you're really like the bomb, like you're a good person to have on your team? Then how do we put it together in a way that shows, hey, if you don't have me, you don't have this great thing, right? Because I'm the only person who brings it, and that's what we do. All right, so I'll be doing some more, like lots more live videos as we get closer to the match opening on September 15. If you're working on your application, all the best with that. If you're still doing steps, I know lots of people are still out there trying to do these exams. All the best, and definitely just remember that you're needed, right? Which is why this is open to you. So definitely just go ahead and give it your best. All right, so if you found this video helpful in terms of understanding my journey to working with IMGs, and we'll be talking about more things in the weeks to come, definitely please like, please share, and share it with your colleagues and with your friends, and have a great weekend. All right, bye.